Oh, hey, Group 4, how's it going? I hope that everyone's having a great week. I'm here to respond to vlog number 4 for group number 4. I'm coming to you live from my office. Look, it was my birthday a month ago, and there are some kitten friends here for us to enjoy, because Rita's awesome and made this for me. So, I'm going to respond to Alex's post. He had a few questions for us. This week I really felt more connected to the readings than I honestly have before. I guess not more connected, but I felt like I identified with the readings a lot more. So while I usually try and remove myself a little bit from developmental conversations that we have, just because I end up judging myself too much because I'm a child, I did feel very connected to some of the readings that we did today, or for this week's post. So get excited for some real life chats today. So real talk. Anyway, so so Alex had some questions for us today. The first one was about alternative identities. The second one was 50 years from now, the racial constructs. And the third one was about the two-spirit people and equality and ideas of that. So I'm going to jump around answering these questions because I'm a free spirit and I can't be tamed. So the first one I'm going to respond to was the second question about racial identity. So that came to us from the article by Kristen Wren, which on page 397, she talks about the way that as people, I guess, continue to fall in love and make babies, that as we go into the future, more and more students that we encounter are going to be identifying with multiple racial and ethnic identities. So I guess in my head, I think that the increase of this will hopefully lead to more racial and ethnic, less racism, I guess would be a great way of saying that. But I do feel kind of conflicted about this because obviously I do think that having less racism is good. There should be less glass ceilings and less racial profiling and that sort of stuff. But I do hope that the expansion of this doesn't lead to the loss of a racial and ethnic experience, because I think one of the really important parts of a racial and ethnic experience is that you have a unique identity and a unique culture associated with that. So I guess yes, my answer is I think that there will be more people who identify with multiple racial and ethnic identities. I do hope that racism goes down. There should be less of that. But however, I do also hope that it doesn't diminish the good parts of racial and ethnic identity, because I do think that that really contributes to the richness of American society. So there's that. So I'm going to go on. I'm going to answer question number 1 right now about the alternative identities. What alternative or hidden identities do we do? And I think this was about the article from Chueba, I think I said that right, about the marginality of identities and the way that those are expressed. And I guess on page 13 there was one quote that just sat with me for a long time, it was just weighing on me, about the way that marginalized identities are experienced and sort of the microaggressions that people with marginalized identities experience on a daily basis. So this quote is, "The silence imposed on many of us should not be taken to mean that everything is smooth and equity is the rule." So I guess this really sat with me for a while, because it made me think of the way that I experienced, some of the marginalized identities that I experienced. And one in particular, which I guess I don't share this with a ton of people that I just meet. I share it with good friends and stuff, but I do identify as being a gay person, as a lesbian. And I think this sat with me really heavily. This article weighs much more than it looks like it does, because in a way I think I represent as being a much more feminine lesbian than lots of people. I mean, given societal constructs of having long hair and wearing eyeliner and stuff. But I do think that by not expressing my sexual orientation openly, by shaving my hair or something, I don't know, or wearing flannel shirts, that I am allowing myself to remain much more safe. And I think this sat with me particularly because I thought, while people don't scream dyke at me on the street when I walk by, that doesn't mean that I don't experience like everyday homophobia, or that people who do receive that sort of like negative treatment are not deserving of that. So I guess for me that would be like the identity that I kind of hide on a regular basis. And I sometimes I wonder if that's like me wanting to protect myself from experiencing like negative things associated with outwardly showing my sexual orientation, or if that's something that I actually identify with. So I don't know. Yeah, so this one like really sat with me and was really like challenging for me to read. So anyway, the next article, I guess the way that I was thinking about that really blended into the way that I was reading the article about two-spirit people. So Alex had suggested that the way the two-spirit people was described by one Alex Wilson, that it described that person as not like judging that person, so as not judging like the two-spirit people. So I guess like on 310, 311, 312, this Alex Wilson talks about this like really beautiful experience that they had with the two-spirit person that they knew, and how they just felt very connected to that person. And while I did think that that illustration of it was really beautiful and like a nice way to describe it, I guess I took issue with the name two-spirit person. So like on 304, that person talks about the term two-spirit person was selected carefully to kind of illustrate the essence of that person being more like effeminate. And I guess as someone, so this article about from Chueba was really weighing on me heavily, because I was thinking, well, just because that person, I guess for me, gender and sexual orientation are very much separated. So the way that somebody experiences gender has nothing to do with their sexual orientation. So because that person was identified as like an LGBTQ person, or just queer person in general, doesn't mean that they were like unhappy with their sexual orientation. So the suggestion that somebody who is attracted to any any gender is somehow like not happy with their own gender was very challenging for me to like wrap my head around and make peace with. So yeah, so I guess I understand where you were coming from. However, I think the idea that the article is rooted in is fraught with inherent decision that the two-spirit person is other and can't really be defined by their constructs, and they're trying to like make sense of that person. So in my head, that's like sort of inherent homophobia. Anyway, so I hope everyone has a good Monday night. I know it's late. Thanks for staying up with me. Thanks for letting me ramble about my sexual orientation and everything. More of that to come. Get excited, everyone. I'll see you in class tomorrow. Bye.